Hello, Cancer. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning in to the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. The overall energy of today's reading is the King of Wands. Very attractive, very charismatic energy. Look at that. Very charismatic, very attractive, very self-assured, confident. All right. Who is this King of Wands? Who's in this energy? What does Cancer need to know about the King of Wands? World reverse, Three of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Something about this Four of Wands energy, they keep repeating cycles. It looks like, Cancer, you're looking for expansion, looking for someone who can meet you in action. Four of Pentacles. Are you stuck on a King of Wands? Like clinging on, holding on? I get it. They are very charismatic. They are very attractive. Fiery. He's definitely got that Dapper Dan type of quality. Unique, individual, stands out. It doesn't seem like this King of Wands is interested in the type of expansion that you're interested in. It doesn't seem to matter. It's almost like you're stuck on the idea of this person. What does Cancer need to know about the Four of Pentacles? It's like stuck on the idea of this person. It feels like King of Swords reversed, Knight of Cups reversed. Some type of illusion, delusion. It's not true. It feels like there's a mindset, like you're stuck on this person. And I mean, he in the card doesn't have to be gendered he, but very attractive. It feels like there's some fantasy that's keeping you stuck with someone. Why is the King of Swords in reverse? Deceptive energy. King of Wands with their back turned. I get the feeling that this King of Wands created the environment, created some type of false belief, false imagining, lied and kind of hooked you in to a fantasy that's not true about the two of you. Wow, this feels so specific. All right, let's keep moving. Hidden blessings. In the hidden blessings, we have the Nine of Wands. Protection, guarded. The hidden blessing is that you are protected, guarded. It feels like you're... Who's Cancer guarding against? Why is this a Nine of Wands a blessing? It feels like this, in the imagery of the Nine of Wands, There's looking at, there's kind of an obsessed energy. Eight of Swords. Yeah, kind of with this King of Wands. There's something you're not seeing. Eight of Swords. Some mindset that's keeping you kind of in this dreamy energy. I feel like it's good that it's a hidden blessing that you are protected against this King of Wands, because there's some false reality. They keep repeating cycles, which is fine. Dealer's choice in this world, what you want to do. But it feels like you want expansion. It feels like you wanted expansion with this person. You're kind of stuck on this person. And I'm getting why you're stuck on this person is because they told you some type of lie, deception, created a fantasy, an illusion that's not true to get you hooked. And then there's kind of a turning their back on you energy. So they got you hooked in to some fantasy, some idea with them, but then they turn their back, and so it feels like this fantasy is living rent-free in your head. It feels like you're protected from this energy, and even though you're like attracted to the lies, even though you might know it's a lie or deception, Nine of Swords, Hermit reversed, Fool card. It feels like the fantasy of this person, the King of Wands, is a comfort zone. Feels like they positioned themselves, created this false illusion, this fantasy, when you were in some type of stuck position, very stuck in your mind, feeling very protective, not wanting to be alone, needing to take a leap of faith by yourself, but it feels like you really wanted maybe a knight in shining armor. There's some mindset limitations that this person was taking advantage of. You're needing to protect yourself, being limited in your ability to see clearly, not wanting to be alone. It feels like this person was really, I get the feeling this King of Wands understood exactly what position, a vulnerable position you were in, and in that vulnerable position you were easy to manipulate mentally. And it sounded so much better to imagine clinging on to, holding on to this energy versus taking a leap of faith by yourself in a new direction, something new. All right, let's move on to what you're leaving behind, Cancer. Nine of Cups and Eight of Cups in reverse. Eight of Cups reverse, there's some type of emotional attachment that's hard to let go of. Nine of Cups is blessings, being in flow state. You're leaving behind some type of emotional attachment. Whoever this King of Wands is, they really got your attention. It feels like you're attached to the delusion that they shared. It was a lie. What's wild is I feel like you recognize that this is a lie, but there's some, you want what you want kind of energy. Why is the Nine of Cups in what Cancer's leaving behind? Blessings, flow state. There's almost this belief that they're your blessings, that they're what would make you happy. Moon card. Delusions. Okay, you're leaving behind the illusions, the delusions, the fantasy. It does feel like very watery, dreamy, fantasy energy. Hooked on a feeling. It feels so good, the imagination. It feels like this person told you some type of fantasy, some lie, deception, at a point when you were very vulnerable, when you were taking a leap of faith in a new direction, and it just seemed so much easier, the fantasy of this person. What's the illusion, delusion? What is it? Two of Swords reverse, Five of Wands reverse, Five of Pentacles reverse. You're leaving behind being confused by this delusion, by this fantasy. It feels like the fantasy is so much better, appetizing, appealing than the reality of you having to take a leap of faith in a new direction and not wanting to be alone. You are getting out of a comfort zone. And it feels like this person kind of took advantage of your vulnerability. At the time, it feels like you've got a little bit of a learned helplessness kind of energy. And this person kind of created a delusion. Looks like when you see this, it feels very disappointing. Feels like this person didn't put up fight, didn't fight for you, didn't fight for the connection, which is the sign that it was an illusion, it was a lie. Why are they wanting you to self-abandon? They're wanting you to abandon. What is it that the King of Wands, what's this illusion, delusion, a lie that they told? Why did they create this? Ace of Cups, Magician, Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. They were trying to create, they were trying to get you to focus your attention on them. There's some element of control, wanting to control your heart. If they had control over your heart, then they could... Something about your finances. Then they could manipulate what you focus on. This is someone taking advantage of your mental state of mind and your emotional state of mind. Telling you what you wanted to hear. I don't like this at all. This person, what's behind the illusion, not what they said to you, but why they did it, why they lied and created this false illusion, is they wanted you to abandon yourself, to give up some type of fight. Because you'd be easier to manipulate. It feels like this person knows that they just have to give you very little because you're very thirsty, very in need of love. And so this person is using this lie and deception, but also this false kind of romance, because it's not true. It's a delusion. And it feels like it's because this person wants to be able to manipulate you, train your focus on what they want, get to control some type of outcome. Trying to train your focus on what they want you to focus on. I feel like you, in the hidden blessing, is 9 of Wands, that you are protected from this energy, even though it feels like you're wanting to connect with this King of Wands. In what's hidden, it feels like you're kind of in fantasy and your emotions in this delusion that feels really good, but this person is not for you. They're wanting to manipulate your emotions, to train your focus. There's a financial component to this, and the outcome, they want you burdened. Jeez, so you're leaving that behind, because it doesn't look like this person was able to carry that out. All right, how to get the most of this energy, Cancer. 3 of Swords in reverse. Healing, pulling swords of betrayal out of your own heart. Heart healing. What does Cancer need to know about this heart healing? How? 2 of Pentacles reverse. Unmasking. Not allowing someone. There's something. You're healing your heart so you're not susceptible to being played, to being juggled. This person played you, performed, juggled your emotions, which led to heartbreak. You're healing something within your heart space, so you can't, whatever that is, that this person was manipulating your heart. When you were in a tough position, telling you what you wanted to hear, which was a lie, because it feels like this person was manipulating you around your finances. Tell me more about this manipulation. Eight of Cups reversed, coming out again, with 9 of Pentacles upright, coming out as a challenge to this person, to this energy, to the King of Wands. They were challenged by your walking away from something, challenged by financial independence, abundance. It looks like you were taking a leap of faith. I don't feel like you were ever in a relationship with this person. This wasn't a breakup. This is someone who was challenged, though, by your independence. And they didn't want you to be able to walk away. They wanted some type of emotional manipulation so they could access you, access your energy. And there's something about your potential independence, financial independence. And this person was trying to keep you from being independent, trying to control you is what I'm getting. And what's supporting you is healing your heart, healing self-betrayal, self-abandonment. So you don't get played like this again. All right. What's supporting you, Cancer, is the Messenger of Swords. This is the Page of Swords. Seeing the truth, speaking truths. Why is the Page of Swords supporting Cancer? Ace of Pentacles reversed. Oh. There's something, it feels like you saw something, you understood something, recognized some type of truth and didn't take the opportunity, passed on the opportunity. What opportunity? Page of Pentacles now. You saw things, you started reconnecting the dots differently. Oh, Queen of Wands with her back turned. Strength card, very similar energies. And then Six of Swords. Okay, so it looks like you figured it out. Figured yourself, understood what was going on with this person and didn't accept whatever they were offering. It looks like you moved on to calmer waters, worked on yourself, worked on your confidence. They're showing up as the King of Wands. You're showing up as the Queen of Wands with your back turned. I think you perceive that you are a match to this person. There's a lot of beautiful matches. But I think you perceived Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. You started seeing what was going on some level, and it feels like you started reconnecting the dots in a different way, and you didn't accept their opportunity, whatever they were offering. It feels like it was very little. And you have all this confidence. Ooh, very attractive. Oh, it's interesting. Like when you left, when you said no to the false reality, delusions, illusions that they were offering, it feels like when you went in a different direction away from this King of Wands, you started recognizing what's really going on with you. There's this confidence that you have. All right. What's to be mindful of, Cancer, is, the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups. The Knight of Cups could be false illusions, delusions, romantic ideals, like someone telling you what you want to hear and getting you all in your emotions. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is also my card for these people are in the real world. They've gone through all the cups of the tarot. They've gone through the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and yet they are choosing to be happy despite what they've gone through. All right. Why is the Nine of Cups, or the Knight of Cups? Why does Cancer need to be mindful of the Knight of Cups? And the Ten of Cups, I guess. Ooh, Six of Cups reversed. There's some unhealed wounds from childhood, being treated less than. Unhealed wounds that people in Knight of Cups or Knight of Cups reverse are taking advantage of unhealed wounds. Unhealed wounds in your heart space, in your emotions. Not seeing your value, not seeing your worth. And it feels like they're able to manipulate those unhealed emotions, those wounds, by telling you what you want to hear. I get the feeling that this type of energy, this kind of person can really perceive your unhealed emotions. And so it's relatively easy for them to manipulate you by your emotions, or they did in the past. Anything else that Cancer needs to be mindful of? Why is this energy coming out now? I'm curious. Okay. Five of Swords, Hanged Man, Seven of Swords reverse, Page of Cups reverse, Emperor, Nine of Wands in reverse. I get the feeling that you were in a difficult position, vulnerable position in the past when this King of Wands lied and manipulated your emotions, told you what you really wanted to hear because you were in a vulnerable position. Feels like they wanted to keep you in that vulnerable position. Because of unhealed emotions. It feels like it was relatively easy. But at some position, at some point, it feels like when you were stuck in that vulnerable position, in that Hanged Man. In this image, there's two people, and then the Hanged Man is watching. I get the feeling that you were vulnerable, hung up, and there's Three of Swords. There's someone else that's not being talked about in this reading. Feels like you were being bullied, manipulated, someone who was wanting to win at any cost. And this feels like the other person, the King of Wands, and then there's Cancer, your energy. There's three people, at least, that I'm tuned into. And this was tactical. Oh, gross. This was some type of tactics to take advantage of your unhealed emotions. What I'm perceiving is that you led yourself out of that situation anyway, despite this. despite your vulnerable emotions. And it feels like you're choosing to be happy. You're leading yourself out of this situation. And then you're starting to let your guard down. Knight of Swords reverse, Ten of Swords. Okay, this person wanted to position themselves as a friend, as a possible romantic, to some partner. It was done taking advantage of your emotions. Very easy to manipulate because of wounds from your childhood that are unhealed. There's some financial aspect, and this person is positioning themselves when you're vulnerable, lying to you, manipulating your emotions and your mental mind state, positioning as a friend, maybe more, because it feels like they're working with someone else who's bullying you, taking advantage of you when you're in a vulnerable position, trying to lie, cheat, steal, and trying to create a very painful ending, but somehow have you like on a leash, have access to you to manipulate you, manipulate your emotions, manipulate your finances, really yank you around. Boy, I'm not feeling attracted to the Knight of Wands now. I'm going to do an extended reading, Cancer. So if this is your reading and you want to continue on, there's a link in the description box below, says extended reading here. Click on that link. It takes you right to part 2 on Patreon. And in part 2, I'll be looking at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. So I'll see you over there. If not, thank you so much, Cancer. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on these videos so I can increase this channel. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Cancer. Bye.